And we're live here at Fostoria High School. Welcome back as we are set for the sectional final matchup between the Vanlue Wildcats and the Tiffin Calvert Senecas. Nate Mullins once again on the call with Tommy Hall. We've got the Wizard, Greg Kinn, running the ones and twos, keeping us live. And Austin Rodriguez manning the cameras. Or is it manning, womaning the cameras? I don't know. It's something. She's operating the cameras here tonight. Thanks for tuning into the broadcast presented by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. We are live here with the pregame show. And pregame show brought to you by UIS Insurance and Investments. We got the starting lineups being introduced shortly, but let's take a moment and thank all of our sponsors for bringing you tonight's broadcast. Thanks to Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, UIS Insurance and Investments, First National Bank of Sycamore, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Bailiwicks Coffee Company, Lee's Floor Covering, Clouse Electric, MST Sauce Company, and Reineke Family Dealerships. All proud sponsors right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. The pulse of the Buckeye State, your pregame show, which you're currently tuned into, brought to you by UIS Insurance and Investments. Keys to the game tonight brought to you by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, as well as our scoreboard as well. Timeouts presented by First National Bank of Sycamore. Our postgame show presented by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Player of the game brought to you by MST Sauce Company. And all trips to the free throw line tonight are presented by Reineke Family Dealerships. Tommy, we're just about set for this one. Opening tip coming up soon. But let's talk about this one here, Tommy. This was on paper. This one looks like Tiffin Calvert has the advantage. But man, I tell you, after watching these Vanlue Wildcats dispatch New Riegel the other night here at Fostoria, I'm not so sure anymore.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were eyeing New Riegel against Calvert in this sectional championship. But with the Vanlue Wildcats, Jerome Klopfer proven to be the toughest tree that the New Riegel axe has ever felled, as they fell to these Vanlue Wildcats, and that 34-point performance by Klopfer. So tonight, if you're the Calvert Senecas, you got to go out, execute. You can't leave those open baskets out there like you did a few nights ago, and you got to find a way to shut down Klopfer and this tag team tandem with number 12, J.R. Snook, who again, those two single-handedly were able to get things going for the Wildcats to where they were able to dispatch those New Riegel Blue Jackets to get to this sectional championship here tonight from Fostoria, Ohio.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups. We'll start with the visiting team, the Vanlue Wildcats. Tommy did an excellent job putting these together for us here today. And the starting lineup for the Vanlue Wildcats: number 3, TJ Rickel; number 10, Isaac Reed; number 13, Jerome Klopfer. What do we got here? Number 42, Alex Secord; and number 12, J.R. Snook. That's your starting 5 for the Vanlue Wildcats. We'll get to the starting 5 for Tiffin Calvert. Actually, we got time. Let's go ahead and get to it now here. Starting 5 for your Tiffin Calvert Senecas: number 20, Jacob Rumbach; number 32, Caden Otterbacher; number 3, Nick Palm; 30, Gavin Wagner.
Got it.
And number 10, the Magic Man, Harrison Schultz.
Hello, 5.
And the Vanlue Wildcats have the possession as we start this one out. Jerome Klopfer spots up, long 3, no good. The rebound fought for under the basket, grabbed by Harrison Schultz.
And these Wildcats, they like to put themselves in position, play their game, to their game plan, and get Klopfer in motion along with Shook.
Harrison Schultz. Now Otterbacher gives it over to Rumbach. And Nick Palm on the right wing gives it cross court. Harrison Schultz, left-handed 3, no good. Rebound under the basket. Rumbach cleans it up and gets the change. 2-0, Tiffin Calvert. Here in this sectional championship matchup at Fostoria High School. Jerome Klopfer gonna have to deal with Caden Otterbacher the entire game, and I'm telling you what, that's not an enviable task.
And they just bring 2 over on Klopfer.
And they're just double teaming him right off the rip. Snook, now kick out. Wide open 3, and that one's good.
TJ Rickel with the three-point play.
TJ Rickel tickles the twine.
Yeah.
And there's Nick Palm with the answer. We're going to see some fireworks here in this one. I got a feeling, folks. This one's going to be a great matchup. Klopfer over to Snook.
Hook away.
Stolen away. Schultz pushing it in transition. Left hand off the glass. No. And a rebound fought for, and we're going to get a foul on Wagner, I believe, over the back on Gavin Wagner. That'll be his first. And the first team foul comes at the 6:03 mark here in the first quarter. 5-3, Tiffin Calvert on top.
And the winner of this will meet the winner of our first matchup. The Mohawk Warriors were able to dispatch.
Snook drives to the basket. His shot no good, and run back. Playing good defense there, comes up the rebound.
We're able to dispatch Arcadia just a few moments ago.
Oh, they're going to say Wagner stepped on the baseline, so a turnover will give the ball back to the Wildcats. As you said, Tommy, Mohawk took care of business.
Yeah, almost a true double up. Almost 80 points in that one.
As they dispatch the Arcadia Redskins.
Well, we were on the call not long ago for the Senecas versus the Blue Jackets, and then you saw Vanlue and the Blue Jackets just 2 nights ago, so they're definitely up to the task here.
Jerome Klopfer calls out the play, top of the key. Gives it off for Rickel.
Like we talked about, folks, it's Klopfer Rickel.
Pulls up deep three, no.
It's Klopfer Otterbacher matchup. This should be should be a treat.
That's the one to watch here in this one. Nick Palm on the left wing, gives it off for Schultz. Schultz double team, gives it Gavin Wagner, puts it up off the glass, no good. Contact, but he fought through it to get the shot up, but it's no good. And the Wildcats have possession. Rickel with a deep three, that one's no good. Well, they're not afraid to shoot it from anywhere, are they, Tommy? Palm picks up his dribble. Otterbacher on the right wing. Cross court for Palm, left corner three, no. Rebound grab by Klopfer.
Gary Ross says, Vanlue's got some linemen out there on the floor.
Yeah, they do. A couple of them. Snook gives it off for Klopfer. And now back to Snook. Over to Rickel on the right wing. Playing three-man ball. A little triangle action here, Tommy. That one poked away and gathered in by Alex Secord. Wildcats retain possession, trailing by 2. Snook, Rickel, 3, no. Schultz with the rebound. TJ Rickel got the first one to go.
Wildcats found a little magic from the three-point arc to begin this one, and thus far.
And there's Schultz with a nice little turnaround.
Empty on their last 3 shots, but.
And Schultz gets that one to go. 7-3, Tiffin Calvert. Klopfer thought about a 3, drives it into the paint, puts it up. Nice little floater there, gets it to go. Trades a bad basket for a good one because that was a better look at the basket there. Gets closer and puts it up and in. 7-5, Tiffin Calvert. 3:23 left here in the first quarter. Caden Otterbacher, Harrison Schultz. Schultz, mid-range jumper is good.
Number 10, Harrison Schultz.
He's got a nice pure form with that jumper. It's pretty wet. Jerome Klopfer having to deal with Caden Otterbacher in his hip pocket. Klopfer launches a long 3 and got that one to go. And the Wildcats to within 1, 9-8. Schultz, Otterbacher, now Palm with it on the left wing. Schultz thought about a 3, gives it back to Palm on the left wing. Now they work it down low. Wagner, run back, had it poked away. Otterbacher gets it back for the Senecas, kicks it out. Contact, but they let him play through. Down the floor for Klopfer. He goes up, puts it in. Boy, there's a lot of contact going on, but they are just letting them play here.
I'm telling you what, this Clougher, he's a next-level athlete, as his only detriment is that he was born in the wrong area code, so he's kind of hidden.
10-9. Vanlue on top. Schultz pulls up from three, no good. Palm grabs the rebound. Thought about a three, but gives it off for Schultz. Now back over to Palm on the right corner. Palm.
Of course, Coach John Clougher bringing that coaching pedigree and resume over to Vanlue. And as you see it,
Schultz stepped on the baseline there, but yeah.
And as you see it permeate down the family tree.
Yep.
Trying to make Vanlue a recognized program, especially in that BBC, which we talked about the struggles Arcadia had, but the struggles thus far in this first stanza causes a timeout, which are timeouts tonight, brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore, with locations in Sycamore, McCutcheonville, New Riegel, and Tiffin, covering all of our coverage area.
That's right.
First National Bank of Sycamore, member FDIC.
And they are an equal housing lender. When you talk about housing, folks, I'm telling you, I've always been telling you all season long, you got to get pre-approved. And we got a couple of fine financial institutions that we do business with, and they'll get you set. Trust me, folks. Go see the fine folks at First National Bank of Sycamore before you go out house hunting, because it's so much easier with that pre-approval in your back pocket.
That and working with the realtor is a chore in of itself. You gotta have a good person looking out for you. So why worry about the financing?
Klopfer dishes under the basket for Snook. Shot no good. And a rebound grab by the Wolf of Madison Street, Carter Wolf. Ardner, that's Kevin Ardner into the game now for Tiffin Calvert. Palm on the left wing. Gives it off for Otterbacher. Now back to Palm, down low. Wolf puts it up, no good. Rumback grabs the rebound, had it stripped away on the way back up. Klopfer pulls up from three, no. The rebound fought, grabbed by Nick Palm. Palm pushing in transition, gives it off for Otterbacher. They're down by one, 43 seconds left here in the first quarter. Unfamiliar territory for this Seneca squad, as they haven't trailed too many times here in 2023. That one no good from Palm.
Well, it's no surprise that J.R. Snook and Clougher were going to play lights out tonight, especially in their senior campaign, as they're surrounded by a lot of young talent. But these are the only lone, well, besides Alex Seckard, three seniors on this Vanlue Wildcat squad. So this is a do and die campaign for this Wildcat squad this year.
Yeah. That last foul called on Jacob Rumback, I wasn't so sure about that one. I mean, the officials done a great job so far, but I felt like that was a little bit too, I don't know. Because I've seen a lot of contact here in the first half, and they've been pretty much letting them play. And for that to be called, I don't know.
You got to believe
pretty egregious.
These Wildcats, they love to play spoiler on the road, and for the Clougher family to add a sectional title to that mantle, yeah, I believe that probably means the world.
Jerome Klopfer, cross-court pass, Snook. That pass poked away, Ardner with it, down the floor for Wolf, and they don't get the shot off. And that's the end of the first quarter. Your score, Vanlue 10, Tiffin Calvert 9. We'll step aside, we'll take a timeout, we'll come back. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Federal Credit Union, your premier financial institution in Seneca County since 1952. Your community, your legacy. Federally insured NCUA.
Tune in every Monday night at 8 o'clock for the Pulse podcast right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, live from inside Studio Squared in downtown Tiffin.
You're watching high school basketball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
And we're back here in Fostoria. Nate Mullins and Tommy Hall on the call with you. We got the Wizard, Greg Kinn, on the ones and twos, keeping us live. And Austin Rodriguez operating the cameras here for us tonight. Thanks for tuning in. This broadcast presented by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant in the Tiffin Mall. Carter Wolf had it poked away, but he gets it back out to Otterbacher. The Senecas have possession to start the second quarter, trailing by 1. Wildcats been playing some stifling defense.
I was going to say, what is it about the seemingly little on the basket for the Senecas?
They really haven't had very many good looks at the basket. There's a good look one, but they don't get it to go as Palm's three goes in and out. And Snook gathers in the rebound, and another call. This one's going against Lee Morgan. Once again, in transition, it's just like, I think they got the hand in the hip pocket and just kind of maybe give it a little bit too much of a push.
Even like with Lee Morgan, having that in your pocket is like having an open Swiss Army knife. It's going to poke you.
Klopfer thought about a three, drives to the basket. That's a travel. Oh, no, they're going to say a foul.
That's what I was thinking.
So Lee Morgan called for 2 quick fouls.
Number 13, Jerome Klopfer at the line for the Wildcats.
He's kind of the enforcer for this team, though. Anytime they need somebody to get down there and do the dirty work, they call Lee Morgan. Jerome Klopfer, good for the first on this trip to the Reineke Family Dealerships free throw line. Klopfer unable to convert on the second. Morgan grabs the rebound for the Senecas. They push it. Down by 2. Otterbacher. Little floater's no good. Snook grabs the rebound. It's just not there so far here in the first half for them. They got to start getting some of these easy shots to fall.
Rickle.
Drive to the basket, and Rickle puts it up and in. And now the Senecas trail by 4. I think Cameron King might be the shortest player I've seen all year. Poor kid. And he's out there playing defense. And playing smothering defense. Let's call him Muggsy. How about that? I like that name. Snook gathers in the rebound off the missed shot. And once again, these Calvert Senecas just unable to find the bottom of the bucket here. Klopfer, spin move, turnaround jumper, and that one was just wet.
Vanlue starting to warm up, get some good looks.
Palm on the right wing, gives it off. Morgan had it stolen away, and the Wildcats with it. Wow. They're still letting them play out here. Snook, kick out, Rickle for 3, no. Rebound grab by Morgan.
Well, we know the calling card of this Calvert squad has been its defense, and in this case tonight, you really need somebody to step up and be your producer, be the guy that makes get some shots to go.
Morgan gets the loose ball, puts it back up, unable to convert, but he does draw the foul. He'll go to the line.
It seems like Calvert's having a rough way of getting somebody going.
Yeah. They haven't really found that one guy or anybody to really step up on the scoring end. As Lee Morgan toes the line. First one's good. That stops a scoring drought for the Senecas as it was 9-5 at one point. And the Wildcats went on a 10-0 run to take a 6-point lead. Now 15-10 is your score as Jacob Rumback and Caden Otterbacher check back into the ballgame. I'm sorry, Harrison Schultz checks back in. A second shot no good from Morgan. Rebound grabbed by Rickle. And I'll tell you what, right now, the Senecas need to pick up their intensity. That's one thing I'm noticing right now is the tone is set by the Wildcats, and they're playing physical.
As I said, you got a guy out there on one end of the floor making things happen, and then you're just forcing Calvert to go back on the other end and try to make something happen, miss shot back into the hands of the Wildcats.
Boy, Otterbacher's playing some excellent defense on Klopfer. Now they got run back on him. He got the switch.
Klopfer.
Cross court. Owen Rosman. Now Rickel behind the back, and a carrying violation on Rickel as he picked it up to put it back down. And you know you just can't do that when you're in the middle of a dribble. Nick Palm.
Ooh, a nice little spin move there.
Into the forecourt now. Lee Morgan along the baseline had that one poked away. It goes out of bounds. Last touched by Tiffin Calvert.
Lee Morgan.
By the Wildcats, so Calvert will get it back.
And Lee Morgan in that game against Gibsonburg a few nights ago, very tremendous presence down under the glass. Really came through in a big way, and you're going to need that rebounding here tonight.
Nick Palm looking to inbound for the Senecas. Gets it into Otterbacher on the left wing, back to Palm. Now Otterbacher thought about a three, gives it over to Schultz, who spots up for three, no good. Rebound tipped under the basket, grabbed by Morgan, but he had it tipped away. It goes, they're going to say held ball?
Wow.
I don't know how both players got their hands on that in time for the held ball.
So Tommy's absolutely right about the rebounding being key here tonight when you can't get these shots to fall.
Yes.
Like if they aren't going in, you've got to get that rebound.
Yep. 15-10, Vanlue limiting this Calvert Seneca's offense to just 10 points here.
Whoa, big old block.
Otterbacher said.
Did you see how quickly, though, Vanlue just got the ball back and got back in control? Like, good boy.
All right, that's enough. No more of that. Snook drive to the basket. Offensive foul. Oh, no, they're going to say it's a block.
No, Klopfer, or Snook, that was his MO a few nights ago, as well as he left the crowds befuddled on a couple blocking fouls, didn't he, Greg?
Yeah.
It's plenty of times where he thought it was a charge.
He went to the line there, and then they readjusted. You see that?
Yeah, they decided it was a non-shooting foul. It was before he started to gather for the shot.
Yeah.
Snook pulls up from the free throw line, no good.
Back out.
One of them big boys down below grabbed the rebound. That's Landon Saltzman.
Able to get that rebound, just dish it right back out.
That's right. Jerome Klopfer.
Look at that.
And right with him in his face. Hand in his face. Still knocks it down. And the Senecas need to find something on the offensive end here. They've got to find some momentum. Morgan under the basket, puts it up, puts it in, and draws the foul. Lee Morgan will go to the line for a potential three-point play. And that's the second foul on Snook. Comes at the 3:08 mark here in the second quarter. He might have to take a seat. We'll see. He does indeed have to take a seat with those two early fouls. They don't want to get him into early foul trouble. So checking back in, Alex Secord. And Morgan converts on the three-point play to bring it back to within 5. That was a big-time free throw right there by Lee Morgan on that trip to the Reineke Family Dealerships free throw line. Down to 3:04 left here in the first half. And the Wildcats with a 5-point lead, 18-13. Stolen away. Palm with the steal, pushes it. Schultz puts it up. No good. Rebound tipped to Palm. Now run back. No good on the putback. Rebound tipped. Grabbed by the Wildcats. Rosman grabs it. Into the forecourt. Off for Rickel. Now Klopfer. Sidestep three. No good. Rebound grabbed by Palm. Nick Palm on the left wing. Gives it off for Otterbacher, top of the key. 2:23 left here in the second quarter. Harrison Schultz on the left wing. Gives it down low for run back. And we're going to get a foul down low on the big man, number 5, Landon Saltzman. That's going to put... it would be a non-shooting foul, so Tiffin Calvert will look to inbound here. That's the third foul on Vanlue. Wagner takes the inbound. Cross court for Otterbacher. Boy, these Wildcats are all over the place on defense. They are playing at a frenetic pace defensively. Palm. Under the basket for Schultz, and it throws it away as Schultz unable to corral that pass. Inside of 2 minutes to play. 18-13. Wildcats leading by 5. Rosman, cross court for Rickel. Under the basket, Snook, spin move. Pass out is, and before the pass, he's fouled.
Well, that's the thing, too. You seemingly stop that 12-2 run.
Yeah. Gavin Wagner called on the foul. That's his second and the 6th team foul against Tiffin Calvert at the 1:40 mark here in the second quarter. Jerome Klopfer. Now Klopfer out on the right wing. Had it poked away by Otterbacher, but gets it back. Klopfer driving into the paint, up with the shot. That should be a block. That should be a offensive foul, and it is, as Gavin Wagner steps in front and draws the foul. And I'll tell you what, that young man plays with a passion. And when he comes away from a play like that smiling, it's got to get under the skin of the opponent, just a little bit.
One of the things is Wagner, he plays beyond his years. He acts like he's been there before, and his
just a sophomore.
Yeah.
Run back, passes, and that pass along the baseline is out of bounds. So they're going to say back to the Wildcats. 18-13 is your score.
The Wildcats just doing a great job of keeping them away from getting under the basket.
Really, that's the key right now. They are not giving them any good looks at the basket. Snook feeds it out to Klopfer. Snook cross court for Rickel. The Senecas are playing right into the hands of the Wildcats here.
Klopfer with 13 of the 18 Vanlue points thus far.
Look at those skills.
I'll give him 15. That was just straight money. I mean, what else can you say?
Bruh.
20-13. Klopfer has 15 points. Nick Palm at the logo.
15 of the 20 points. That's cool. This is ridiculous.
Young man is talented. Cross-court pass stolen away by Snook. Palm gets the steal back.
Last second shot.
No good on the 3. And that's the end of the first half. Your score, Vanlue 20, Tiffin Calvert 13. We'll step aside, take a timeout. We'll come back with the halftime show. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Small business owners need somebody that can open the door to financing. And at First National Bank of Sycamore, we love opening the door for financing opportunities.
UIS Insurance and Investments, your hometown agency providing a full range of insurance and financial services with a local touch. Contact your homegrown agent, Jeff Leopold, for a professional review today at 419-447-4242, extension 1144. You're watching high school basketball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Your premier financial institution in Seneca County since 1952. Your community, your legacy. Federally insured NCUA.
Tune in every Monday night at 8 o'clock for the Pulse podcast right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, live from inside Studio Squared in downtown Tiffin. You're watching high school basketball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
All right, and we're back here at Fostoria High School, the site of tonight's sectional final matchup between the Tiffin Calvert Senecas and the Vanlue Wildcats. Nate Mullins on the call with Tommy Hall. You're tuned in to the halftime show brought to you by UIS Insurance and Investments. Of course, the Wizard Greg Kinn on the ones and twos keeping us live. We got Austin Rodriguez on the camera. Tommy, let's talk briefly about this one. We got about 40 seconds before the start of the second half. What went wrong for the Senecas in the first half?
Well, everybody's got a plan until they get hit in the mouth, and that's exactly what Vanlue did in that first stanza of action as Clougher goes off for over 15 points, accounting for 15 of Vanlue's 20 points, and the Senecas seemingly a lid on the basket, just can't get any shooters going here throughout that first half. And again, if you don't have a designated shooter or somebody that's going to score those points against Clougher, it's going to be a long night. You've got to shore up. You're already shoring up defensively, even though you're down. But yeah, play both ends of the floor if you're the Calvert Senecas.
You're absolutely right.
But for these Vanlue Wildcats, again, you had a coach in Clougher and his son, and in his senior campaign, he's going to try to write his own ending, and it might come at the expense of the Senecas.
All right, so Tiffin Calvert will have the possession opening the third quarter here. Jacob Rumback feeds it out to Nick Palm on the right wing. Not much passing room for this Senecas offense in the first half, as the Wildcats did an excellent job of really smothering on the defensive end of the floor.
Yeah, they have no problem sending like a 2-3 low and then sending the guy back up to the top. Where, again, you challenge those passing lanes. You can't get nothing working inside, and that's where it starts to become a heavy blanket on these Seneca shooters.
Senecas trail by 7, 20-13. Still a lot of time left to play in this one, but they got to start finding some good looks at the basket offensively. Otterbacher had that one go through his legs.
Mishandle again.
Wildcats will get the turnover. That's one thing. You haven't seen a whole lot of turnovers on Vanlue's side. As Snook drives to the basket, but he is fouled on his way up for the shot. We get the foul on Jacob Rumback.
Foul number 20, Jacob Rumbach. That's his third.
That'll be his third foul. And the first foul here in the second half. That'll bring Carter Wolf off the bench for the Senecas. 3 quick fouls for Rumback. Means he's going to have to take a seat. And Snook nails the first of 2 shots from the Reineke Family Dealership's free throw line. J.R. Snook unable to get the second one to go. So 21-13, Wildcats by 8. Schultz into the paint, kicks it out. Otterbacher. Now over the left wing for Schultz. Back to Otterbacher. Now Schultz, left corner 3, no. Rebound, tipped, grabbed. And Klopfer had it, and he still has it, and the Wildcats dig it out. And they are leading by 8, and they are playing some absolutely suffocating defense.
I can't believe he held on to that one there.
And Greg, this is night and day Vanlue Wildcats, even though they won in that game against New Regal, than the team we've seen a few nights ago. I mean, this is a laser-focused Wildcat squad.
Saltzman drives to the basket, puts it up and in, and draws the foul. So Landon Saltzman, the sophomore, unable to convert on the three-point play, but they do lead by 10 now, 23-13.
You see Carter Wolf in there, along with Gavin Wagner, along with Caden Otterbacher, showing you how imperative it is for this Seneca squad to get.
Palm knocks down the 3.
Imperative it is for these Senecas to keep ahead defensively to try to stop Vanlue, but again, you're missing key contributors out on the floor when you do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it makes it that much harder.
Yeah.
23-16 is your score. Calvert hits the 3. Timeout on the floor. We'll keep it right here for this First National Bank of Sycamore timeout. We'll use this time to thank our sponsors for bringing you this tournament edition of high school basketball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Thanks to Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, UIS Insurance and Investments, First National Bank of Sycamore, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Bailiwicks Coffee Company, Lee's Floor Covering, Clouse Electric, MST Sauce Company, and Reineke Family Dealerships. All proud sponsors right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. And when you talk about Lee's Floor Covering, I mean, you can go anywhere and get flooring, but if you want the personal care, the personal touch that you're only going to find at Lee's Floor Covering, you got to go see the fine folks at Lee's.
Yeah, and Vanlue doing a Lee's Floor Covering good job of covering the floor here tonight, as they've limited these Senecas to 16 points throughout that first half of action.
We need some Morgan Lee's floor covering here in the Senecas.
Klopfer, long three, no good, but a foul called. As Klopfer counting his chiclets after that one.
Calvert foul number 12, Carter Wolf. That's his first, the team's third.
That one goes against Carter Wolf.
Number 13, Jerome Klopfer at the line for the Wildcats. He's shooting 3.
Now, see, they started out calling him Klopfer, and now they just called him Kleffer. I wonder if at halftime somebody told him it's actually Kleffer. Or he just felt like saying it different that time.
Spicing it up a little bit.
Klopfer, he'd rather be called sectional champion, as he's completely taken over in this one, Nate.
He's got 1 of 2 from the Reineke Family Dealerships free throw line. They get 2 out of 3.
9-point deficit for the Senecas here.
25-16, Vanlue on top. Schultz feeds it, Otterbacher to Wagner. Wagner off the glass and in.
That's what you're going to have to do, is that drive and dish down low, try to find that open lane under the glass. Better said than done.
Rickel over to Klopfer on the left wing. Now Rickel with it, driving. Behind the back pass, but he cleared the way with the offhand. And that's going to be an offensive foul.
There's been a few times where Rickel, he can really hurt you when he gets a free open look. But one thing you see these defenders do is once they blanket him, they catch him in a miscue or a misstep to where it causes a Seneca turnover there. Or turnover for the Senecas there.
25-18, Senecas trailing by 7. 5:15 left here in the third quarter. And a foul called on Klopfer. Reach in.
Vanlue foul number 13, Jerome Klopfer. That's his second and the team's second.
That'll be his second foul. And the second team foul on the Wildcats comes at the 5:10 mark here in the third.
Wow.
Caden Otterbacher. Now Nick Palm with it on the right wing. Gives it back. Schultz. Now Palm.
Stolen away.
Stolen away by Klopfer.
Challenging the passing lanes much like they did against New Regal a few nights ago, and that was where the Vanlue Wildcats found a lot of success.
Carter Wolf called for the foul, reaching over the top of the defender to poke that one away.
Foul number 12, Carter Wolf. That's his second and the team's fourth. Number 5, Lee Morgan returns to the Seneca lineup.
25-18 your score.
Turns to Seneca.
Klopfer rolls to the basket. Triple team, kicks out Rickel. Wide open three, and he nails it. 28-18. Wildcats by 10. Senecas are going to have a hard time trimming this deficit if they can't defend the three-point arc. Wolf grabs the loose ball, and before he can put it back up, he's fouled.
We talk about
Number 3, TJ Rickel. That's his second and the
the
team's
dynamic duo of Klopfer and Shook. But how about Rickel here tonight, showing up and showing out?
Just the second foul on Rickel.
Shook a little bit conspicuous by his absence.
Wolf moved to the basket, no good. Rebound grab by Klopfer. Wildcats by 10. They have the possession. 3:50 left here in the third quarter. And Vanlue putting on a defensive clinic. And Klopfer putting on a show. 30-18. Wildcats by 12. Stolen away. Klopfer with the steal. Wildcats are just not allowing anything defensively. And Saltzman drives to the basket, gets away with a travel.
Yeah.
He took like 5 steps.
Wow. That's pretty sad if I can see that.
Nick Palm over to Otterbacher, right wing 3, no. Wolf grabs the rebound, goes back up with it. No. Klopfer grabs the rebound. They just cannot buy a bucket right now, man.
Klopfer has single-handedly outscored the Senecas with 23 points here tonight.
23 of the 30 points belonging to Jerome Klopfer. Cross court for Rickel. He saves it from going out of bounds, gets it back to Snook.
I don't even know how he brought that one in.
That looked like a David Njoku catch in the back of the end zone. And a timeout called on the floor by John Klopfer. We'll keep it right here for this First National Bank of Sycamore timeout. The Wildcats are up by 12. They have possession, and they are threatening to put this one away early.
And again, there's still a lot of ball game left. An entire quarter really is where the Senecas find themselves in that fourth, where they were able to run away from Gibsonburg a few nights ago when they allowed the Golden Bears to hang around. But if you're Coach Otterbacher, here's the danged if you do, danged if you don't situation. Is in my opinion, you dial up pressure on these guys that are trying to pass around the top of the key to get Klopfer in motion, because those are where the players are getting unsettled. As soon as you're bringing more pressure onto Klopfer, he's finding open space, or he's finding the open look to get back into the open space to get the pass and get the inbound or get the score. As
drive to the basket. Snook is fouled on his way up for the shot. And that will draw 2 shots from the free throw line. J.R. Snook.
So again, Nate, I ask you, where do you dial up the pressure?
Honestly, I think at the beginning of the game, they had a pretty solid game plan, which was just keep Caden Otterbacher all over Jerome Klopfer. But what happened? They started switching, Tommy. They started switching on defense. And when you start switching, sometimes guys get lost in transition. If you're not sure of yourself defensively, you can get lost. And that's the problem with switching on defense. And, traditional man-up, man-on-man defense, you just don't see a whole lot of it these days. But the way they started this game, that's what I thought the plan was. But I don't know. Maybe that might be something to do with it, but I think a lot of it is just this Vanlue defense. Man, they're just making life miserable for the Senecas. They lead by 13. Under the basket for Wolf.
And another mishandle. 2-3 low.
Thrown away.
More Wolf sitting there throwing his arms, waiting for the pass. And it just bounces off the fingertips and into the hands of the Wildcats. It's Klopfer. Parking lot 3 continues to add on to that total. 26 points on the evening.
Wow. 34-18. Wildcats all over the Senecas now. Palm down low, Otterbacher up with the shot, puts it up and in, and draws the foul. Caden Otterbacher says, you know what? I like to pass, but maybe it's time for me to start shooting the ball. Caden is one of the most unselfish players you'll watch play the game, because the kid's talented beyond all measure. He can make just about anywhere on the floor he can make a shot from, but he's not into this for making shots. He's not into this for him. He's a team player, and he likes to get a lot of guys involved. I think it's about time one of these guys got to take over. Gavin Wagner's one guy that they like to look to in situations like this. Nick Palm's another guy. But Caden Otterbacher, if they're going to win, he's got to step up right here. 34-20 your score. Nice move to the basket. Rosman's shot, no good. Wagner grabs the rebound.
The big meat wagon able to swhack that one back. Come away with the turnover.
Run back. had that one poked away. Wagner gets it back, had it stripped. And a foul called on the floor.
Tech?
Where was the tech? Did he say something after? He had to have said something after the fact because I didn't see anything that was really egregious. It was just, I mean, it was a foul.
Number 12, J.R. Smith in the line for the Wildcats. He's shooting 2.
That'll be a question in the postgame. No. Snook. Ball don't lie. Unable to convert on the first as the famous Rasheed Wallace quote, ball don't lie. Oh, but he gets 1 of 2. And they will retain possession. 1:01 left here in the third quarter. They lead by 15. Over the 4 seed, Tiffin Calvert. Klopfer.
Three-point land.
Bang!
Disgusting. Caught it eyes.
Nasty.
Wow.
They just have no answer. That's the issue.
I've never seen
There's no
somebody
answer.
so hot, so on fire.
Well, Wagner is fouled on the entry pass.
Well, I tell you, Greg,
You know, I don't know what the foul was there. They've been doing that all night. Why are they calling it now?
you grow up a coach's kid. Basketball is your entire life. You get your seasons in. You get your freshman year, sophomore year, junior year. But that senior year, there's something about it. It drives you to another level. And when the sands in the hourglass is ticking.
Like, for real. They call that on the other end, but they didn't call it here. Like, I just don't get the inconsistencies with the calls here. Like, some of this is, I mean, you're just letting them play, but Rickle drives to the paint, unable to convert. Wagner grabs the loose ball.
As long as what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
That one poked away, stolen. Klopfer down the floor, puts it up, blocked by Otterbacher. Palm down the floor, and he threw that one away. Didn't need to shoot that one as early as he did.
I think he was unaware of what time exactly was left there.
Palm has had an uncharacteristic game here tonight. This has just not been his night on the offensive end of the floor. How did he get that off? How did he get that off? Wow, 38-20 your score. Vanlue all over Tiffin Calvert as we head to the fourth quarter. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Small business owners need somebody that can open the door to financing. And at First National Bank of Sycamore, we love opening the door for financing opportunities.
UIS Insurance and Investments, your hometown agency providing a full range of insurance and financial services with a local touch. Contact your homegrown agent Jeff Leopold for a professional review today at 419-447-4242, extension 1144. You're watching high school basketball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
And we're back here, Fostoria High School. Nate Mullins and Tommy Hall on the call with you. Vanlue has the possession and the lead by 18 as we start the fourth quarter. Tiffin Calvert's going to have to start playing some tight defense here as they can't afford to give up any more baskets. Rickle off the backboard, no. Otterbacher pushing in transition.
Oh my
goodness. Had it poked away. Where's that? See, that's what I'm talking about. That should be a foul. He like fell on the guy. Hey, man. This is a physical game by both teams. And I'll tell you, Vanlue has brought this intensity from the very tip. From the opening tip They have played a physical brand of basketball, and Calvert has not matched. They have not even tried to match that physicality.
They've had their foot on the throat since the start.
In my estimation, this was just a Jerome Clougher deciding that he wanted to take over and extend his season. He wasn't going to allow anybody to stand in his way tonight of that. I mean, again, he's still got a full quarter to go, but almost 30-point night again.
Wow.
In the 30 points back-to-back in the postseason.
Love to know when the last time that happened.
Where's this guy been hiding? I know Vanlue's always, they're kind of a middle-of-the-road squad this season, picking up wins where they needed to.
Palm spots up for three. No. Where's he been hiding? In between a cornfield and a soybean field.
Wherever Vanlue's at. I mean, that's the thing though with these smaller area, towns and stuff. They don't get the kind of media coverage that we're trying to provide for them. So you don't hear their names a lot, so you don't know about these
and if you're like a recruiter or something out there, and you've watched these two games that we've covered this Clougher kid, and you have not gotten on the phone, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Yeah, absolutely. And this kid somehow didn't win Player of the Year in the BVC. How? I saw a post on social media about it. Palm spots up for three and once again unable to convert. But Rumback there to clean it up. Palm is just not having a good night here offensively. And I think it's probably time for him to find other ways to be effective on that end of the floor. Maybe not shooting, but maybe finding open teammates.
Are they going to call that?
Double dribble.
That's what I was saying, Nate, is, why try to pressure the hot hand when you can put the other defender on their heels, try to get him in a precarious position and make a mistake.
Nick Palm gives it off to Otterbacher in the forecourt.
Because at the end of the day, you got four other guys on the court.
Yeah. They try to get it down low for Rumback, and a foul called. Where was the foul? They've been doing that same thing all night. When they try to pass it down low, they just maul them. I don't understand why they called that foul. They didn't call it that much in the first half. Like, if that was a foul, how come they haven't been calling it the whole game? That's my question. That's the only question I have. I'm not trying to argue at all with the officials. I'm just like, consistency. That's all. If you're going to let them play, let them play.
Ball don't lie.
Ball don't lie. That's what I'm talking about. That wasn't a foul. If they're not calling it the rest of the game, then that wasn't a foul. Under the basket, Rickle.
How is he down there?
Wide open.
Oh my goodness.
Wide open. And that's the kind of pressure that a Jerome Clougher puts on a defense.
Yeah, he could lose guys.
Schultz wide open for three on the right perimeter. No. Palm grabs the rebound.
Good job of getting that ball, starting the dribble.
Yeah. Wagner feeds it out. Palm once again for three. No.
Well, there's that old saying, talent over tenure. And in some respects, with this Seneca squad, you're talking about a team that came off of a deep run last season but lost a lot to graduation. And this is a squad that's not used to being here before. You know, this is a new uncharted territory for these Senecas. And when you come across, big-time athletes, especially down in the postseason like a guy like Clougher, those are the type of players that make the difference as a nice little mid-range jumper.
That was wet. Look. Palm feeds it out. Schultz thought about a three, drives the baseline. 19-point lead for the Wildcats. Wagner shot, no. Rumback shot, no good.
An entire third quarter where the Senecas didn't put away any baskets.
Yeah.
We were at 20 at the half, right?
No, it was 20-13 Vanlue at the half.
Oh, all right.
I think that's 7.
They only had 7 in the third. And just 3 here in the fourth quarter.
Oh, good pass there.
Snook on the left wing feeds it out. Rickle spots up. Three-pointer, no. Rumback grabs the rebound. Palm
Big shout out to Rickle executing on the looks that he's been given tonight, though.
And Gavin Wagner lays that one up off the glass and in. And a timeout called. We'll keep it right here for this First National Bank of Sycamore timeout. And we'll use this time to thank our sponsors. Thanks to Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, our presenting sponsor, UIS Insurance and Investments, First National Bank of Sycamore, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Bailiwicks Coffee Company, Lease Floor Covering, Clouse Electric, MST Sauce Company, and Reineke Family Dealerships. All proud sponsors right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Now, Bailiwicks is one of my favorite spots in town to stop for, a good cup of coffee. They've got just regular coffee there. I know a lot of people think Bailiwicks and all the fancy drinks, yeah, they have those too, but they got some really good coffee there. They brew it in-house. They roast all the beans in-house. Everything's done there, and it's done with care. Stop in and see Jess Williams and the fine staff at Bailiwicks Coffee Company.
Can't tell you how excited we are to have Bailiwicks on with us. Great place to go and put the earbuds in, pull out the laptop, catch up on Heart of Ohio Sports and all the podcasts that you missed.
That's right. Well, where's the foul?
Calvert foul number 3, Nick Mullins, that's his 4th.
Can we get the, never mind.
Wow,
I'm not
that's
going to say that.
You talk about the off night for Palm. His 4th foul.
Yeah. Just not what you're used to seeing out of this Calvert squad. J.R. Snook toes the line. The Reineke Family Dealerships free throw line. He gets the first one to go, so he gets another one. Wildcats in the bonus. 43-25 is your score. The second shot is up and in. Snook gets them both to go. Now Schultz to Wolf, down low. He is fouled. 44-25 your score. Vanlue leading by 19. Carter Wolf goes to the line for 2 shots. What line? Oh, the Reineke Family Dealerships free throw line,
Got to see that a lot tonight.
Yes, we did.
He's shooting the second and 2.
That's a nice graphic. I like to see it. It's tasty. That's what we like to call it, tasty. Wolf gets the second one to go.
Just a hushed silence over the Seneca faithful as the 3-peat SBC River champions come in tonight with lofty goals and expectations. This would be the first year, if this one plays out the way it's looking, that we might not see the Senecas at the Stro.
Yeah. And either way, actually, Tommy, I think it's in Dayton this year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think this year is actually in Dayton at the home of the Flyers.
Yeah, I like that. I like that venue a lot, too.
First National Bank of Sycamore is your sponsor for this timeout. We'll use this timeout to tell you about our friends at Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. They are a staple in the Tiffin community. When I say staple, I mean like the original Mexican restaurant. Like when we say we're going to get Mexican, we're going to Xcaret Mexican Restaurant in the Tiffin Mall. You talk about all the good food that they have to offer. I've got my favorites. What's yours? Comment in the comment section. Let us know what your favorite is from Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. What's your go-to meal? And I'm telling you, if you don't have it with queso, what are you doing? You're doing it wrong. You got to get queso, and you dip the chip in the queso, then it goes in the salsa, then it goes in your mouth, and it goes in your belly.
And then we won't talk about where it goes at you.
That's right. Well, we stop there. We stop there. Vanlue with the possession. Had it poked away, but they get it back.
Gary Ross says he likes the California burrito and add onions.
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that. Rumback takes the feed, puts it up, puts it in. Jacob Rumback puts the Senecas within 16, 44-28. We're inside of 4 minutes to play, so, you got to start making something happen here, but there's still time to go. You can still make something happen. And a reach-in foul called on Carter Wolf. And that'll put J.R. Snook at the line.
Number 12,
for a 1-and-1 situation.
Snook.
Kind of snook up on you.
I thought you said J.R. Smith at first.
Snook, Smith? Is that what I said? Did I say Smith?
I don't think so. I think Tommy's just hearing what he,
Hearing what he wants to hear.
likes to hear.
Floater from Palm is no good. Rebound, tipped around, and grabbed by the Wildcats. Rosman with the rebound. That should have been a 10, but Snook into the forecourt. Ooh, a little drag on that pivot foot. They let it go. And that pass poked out of bounds, and a foul actually on the poke. That's going to go on Jacob Rumback. That's his 4th, and the 10th team foul means that from this point on, the Wildcats are going to be shooting 2. They're in the double bonus. 44-28 is your score. The Wildcats.
These Wildcats, again, they decided to put the pedal to the metal after finding the Senecas on an off night. Nothing doing for these Senecas as Clougher still has the Senecas outscored himself.
Yeah.
That's just insane.
45-28. And Rickle tickles the twine once again. 46-28. Wildcats by 18. Palm, three-pointer, no. Rebound tipped out, Otterbacher. Hoisted up from 3, no. Rebound, Schultz. Morgan. Otterbacher out to Ardner. Spots up, three-pointer, no. Rebound, grabbed by Rickle. And Snook has it, they push it. Inside of 3 minutes to play, down to 2:38.
And it's nice to see Snook come alive here in the second half after being conspicuous by his absence in that first. He's really come out and shored up.
A foul on the floor. Looks like that one's going to go against Calvert.
If you're going to play in the postseason, you got to learn how to bump around.
They're going to say no foul, so just poked out of bounds. Wildcats with the possession. Jerome Clougher. Drives, kick out. Now gets it back on the left wing. Had that one poked away, but a foul from behind is going to go against Lee Morgan.
Calvert foul number 5, Lee Morgan, that's his 3rd.
So that'll put Jerome Clougher.
Strap in, this is going to be a long 2:14.
Yes, sir. At the Reineke Family Dealership's free throw line. He knocks down the first of 2 free throws. We got him at 31 now, Tommy?
That's 30.
30?
31.
So a 31 burger for Jerome Clougher. And they are still playing stifling defense all the way to the very end here. Palm gets that one to go, and you got to ask, maybe if you got a few more of those as opposed to settling for some of those threes. Oh, look at Clougher. What a move.
13, Jerome Clougher.
Hit him with the...
Hit him with the skirt there.
Yeah, that was a skirt.
Oh, no, that's a skirt.
Palm. Spots up for 3, no. Morgan, back out, Otterbacher for 3. That one's good. 50-33 is your score.
A little bit of weight off your shoulders there, and all those missed threes before that.
It might be too little,
Snook
too late.
loses it. Schultz off the glass, blows the layup. Palm goes up with it. He's fouled on his way to the basket.
Wow.
Story of the night there, folks. A lid on the basket in the Seneca's favor. As a
I want to give a huge shout out to Athletic Director Tom Loomis here at Fostoria High School for putting us up in these cush digs up here. And also for the outstanding hospitality here as they provided a hospitality room for us. And let me tell you, the food was on point.
It was a
Sloppy Joe's.
He's a smart man. He gets his Harley Davidsons from the Motorcycle Maven.
That's right.
So
That's right.
gotta love him.
I love Tom Loomis. He's a great guy. Great Fostoria legend right there. 50-35. Wildcats by 15. Snook into the forecourt. And that pass poked away, out of bounds. No, they save it from going out. Rickle.
They're not even trying to run any time off here. You see how fast they're just flying down the court. They're just out here having fun right now.
Snook, inside of a minute to play. Works. Cloffer, down low for Rickle. Saltzman had that one poked away.
Wow.
You see a lot of blue heading towards the exit right now.
Schultz.
That's Vanlue.
Possession.
Throttling these Senecas here.
Well, it's not like they got to beat the traffic.
Thanks to Jerome Cloffer, who just a dynamo in this one.
Lee Morgan over to Schultz for three. No.
Oh, my goodness.
And that one goes off the baseline, out of bounds. Last touch by the Wildcats. So Senecas will retain possession. 32.2 seconds left. Nick Palm looking to inbound for Tiffin Calvert. 50-35, Vanlue. Otterbacher faked the pass, now hoists up a three, no good. And Snook grabs the rebound, throws it into the forecourt for Cloffer. Oh, what happened there?
Just out there having fun, trying to
Unable
show
to
off.
get that one to go.
Can't say I wouldn't have done the same
33 points and he gets the losing one.
It's a sour grape from me.
Yeah, something like that.
Hey, I got sponsors that like Tiffin Calvert, darn it. They're paying for me to be here. They're not paying for me to be here
They're paying for me to hit
for
that
any
ball.
other reason. All right, that's going to do it. That's the final score. Vanlue.
There's 3 seconds left. I don't know what they're doing.
Come on now.
Are we?
And there we are. That's the final score. 50-37. Vanlue, the 7 seed. The Cinderella advances to the semifinal at Liberty Benton, where they will face the Mohawk Warriors. A tall task awaits them in the district round. We'll step aside. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back live from Fostoria High School with the postgame show brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Your premier financial institution in Seneca County since 1952. Your community, your legacy. Federally insured NCUA.
Tune in every Monday night at 8 o'clock for the Pulse podcast right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, live from inside Studio Squared in downtown Tiffin. You're watching high school basketball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
Small business owners need somebody that can open the door to financing. And at First National Bank of Sycamore, we love opening the door for financing opportunities.
UIS Insurance and Investments, your hometown agency providing a full range of insurance and financial services with a local touch. Contact your homegrown agent, Jeff Leopold, for a professional review today at 419-447-4242, extension 1144. You're watching high school basketball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
And we're back here at Fostoria High School, the site of tonight's sectional final matchups. We had Hopewell over Arcadia. I'm sorry. We had Mohawk over Arcadia in the first game.
Wait, we didn't even have Hopewell.
We didn't have Hopewell. I was just talking about that game when we were off the air, as Hopewell took care of business on the other side of bracket. But you had Mohawk over Arcadia in the first game, and then here in the second game, the Vanlue Wildcats pull the upset. They might not think it's an upset, but everybody else outside is going to call this an upset. The 7 seed over the 4 seed, and I mean, this was never in question. From the start to the finish, I mean, Vanlue led 10 to 9 after the first quarter, 20 to 13 after the second quarter, 38-20 after the third quarter, and put it away with a final of 50 to 37. So this was never in question. This game, I mean, it got away from Tiffin Calvert in the third quarter. That's really what kind of happened. And Tommy, when you talk about this one, you know, history will be made. You'll talk about Jerome Kloffer and his effort and that point total that he had, over 30 points here tonight. But realistically, to me, the story of this game, that Vanlue defense just would not give up any good looks at the bucket.
Yeah, I mean, it's an amalgamation of things that with the seemingly a little on the basket for the Senecas, just having to show up defensively, but the main thing is that Jerome Kloffer effort. As you know, we talked about it at the top of the pregame. A young man who wasn't going to allow anybody to write his story for him. He's going to write it himself, being a coach's son. Comes into our first coverage game against New Regal, puts up 34. Then here tonight, 33, and this is a postseason game in this sectional final matchup. And I mean, again, I applaud Kloffer and this entire Vanlue Wildcats squad for reaching this point and getting this sectional championship.
Yeah, and this is a
nothing
tremendous accomplishment.
Yeah.
Not just for, obviously, Jerome Kloffer, but John Kloffer himself, head coach over there at Vanlue. This is a tremendous accomplishment to be able to cut down those nets with your son in his senior year.
Absolutely.
I mean, can you imagine? That's something you can tell your grandkids about. You can tell. I mean, this is a story that can be told forever.
Yeah, it's a story that could bring a tear to a glass eye, and you know, you like to see this stuff, but unfortunately, it came at the expense of the Calvert Senecas, who a lot of our contingent for the Heart of Ohio sports and fans, you know, sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles, you know.
That's right. There's going to be a lot of sad Seneca fans tonight, but I'll tell you, one Seneca fan who's probably not going to be too sad tomorrow is Matt Coleman, because now he knows he's going to have his boys ready to go, ready for baseball season. I think they got a great squad coming for baseball this year. Not to take anything away from this basketball squad. They accomplished some great things this year. They went on a nice winning streak, back-to-back SBC River championships. So they have their lay to claim, or their claim to fame. You know, They've got a lot to be proud of for this season.
And for these seniors, Nick Palm and Lee Morgan, I mean, what a ride it's been for them. A learning curve for these younger guys on this Calvert squad who hope to be in this point and cutting down the nets in the future. But right now, again, for a young campaign to come out SBC champions, I mean, this is definitely a bright spot and something to build on to and reload for in the future with Coach Adebacher and these Calvert Senecas.
Absolutely. All right, so we got to talk about player of the game here. And honestly, when you think about this game and the way this played out, I don't think there's anybody else who you got to give it to. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
How could we give it to anyone else other than Jerome Kloffer?
Yeah, it's a runaway.
I mean, unless you're, the person who decides the BVC Player of the Year award, I don't think we could be that dumb not to give him the award, Like, I'm just saying, if you look at that award, there might have been some bias involved, but there's no bias involved here tonight. Obviously, we're Seneca fans. We love our Tiffin Calvert faithful, but tonight we got to recognize these Vanlue Wildcats and the effort that they put on the floor tonight to shut down these Calvert Senecas and put a stop to their tournament run and claim the sectional championship here at Fostoria High School. What a proud accomplishment for this squad. And once again, you said let's give a shout out to those seniors, Nick Palm and Lee Morgan for Tiffin Calvert. Fine season here for both of those young men.
Fine careers.
Fine careers, absolutely. And we're looking forward to see Nick Palm in his final athletic season coming up here.
Shot there.
And that's a great shot, Austin. Nicely done. Yeah, we look forward to baseball season coming up here. But before we even get to that, we got some more postseason basketball, folks. As we're not going to just stop covering basketball just because both Tiffin teams are out now. No, we're going to keep trying to follow these local teams. We've got Mohawk still in it. We got Hopewell still in it. We got Old Fort still in it. And we got these Vanlue Wildcats who, man, they are just –
I'm a big fan.
A Cinderella story, and it's starting to make me a little bit more of a fan of the Wildcats myself.
Getting to watch this squad for 2 games now. You know, you don't know how long the run's going to be, but you're just along for the ride and going to enjoy every minute. And we hope you enjoyed every minute with us as we look to be back on the call and try to bring you that Mohawk and Vanlue district semifinal. As that one's going to be a barn burner.
That one's going to be tasty.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, guys, any final thoughts before we wrap things up?
Just another tremendous season for these Calvert Senecas. Proud to be on the call with you. Don't forget, folks, to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube page as we celebrate 1 year of Hoos already, and we couldn't be here without you, the fans. So, again, help us out. Help us celebrate. Like, share, subscribe, get us to our streaming goals. That way we can bring you all of our coverage live and paywall free and continue to do so. And don't forget to catch our Madden tournament sponsored by Level Up. Round 1 already in progress. 5 in-studio sessions where you're going to get to see more than your fill of some of the top Madden players around the area.
I love the quotations, top Madden players.
Again, we can't thank you all enough for signing up and joining and, being part of that Madden tournament as we continue to flex and try to, try different things out here to bring a little bit of flavor, bring something for everybody. Because, again, Heart of Ohio Sports is not just all sports. It's Heart of Ohio everything. It's what makes us tick. What makes you tick. It's what you love, It's
what you want. It's the heart of the fan. That's really what it's about. Heart of Ohio is really the heart of the fan of Ohio sports. That's what we do this for. Once again, let's thank our sponsors because, folks, without them, we wouldn't be here. And we got to thank them because, well, they gave us some money, and we got to make sure that they get their money's worth.
Hey, wait, at Heart of Ohio Sports, we're real with you.
We are real. No, a huge shout-out, thank you to all these sponsors because, honestly, I love doing business with every single one of them on this list. And they make it easy for me. And I'm telling you, you go out and shop, they're going to make it easy for you and maybe even easy on your wallet as well. The big shout out and a thank you to our presenting sponsors, Cadet Mexican Restaurant, as well as UIS Insurance and Investments, First National Bank of Sycamore, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Bailiwicks Coffee Company, Lee's Floor Covering, Clouse Electric, MST Sauce Company, and Reineke Family Dealerships. All proud sponsors right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Our player of the game, once again, Jerome Cloffer, sectional champion here at Fostoria High School. All right, that's going to do it for Austin Rodriguez and Greg Kinn and Tommy Hall. I'm Nate Mullins signing off from Fostoria High School, the home of the Redmen. You've been watching Heart of Ohio Sports. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube and share the video. Thanks again, guys. Have a good night.